Willie D Live.
What's up, family? We're in day 4 of the Diddy federal sex trafficking trial, and Cassie Ventura, his ex-girlfriend, is on the stand trying to do her best to help the prosecution take him down. I don't know if she's trying to do her best. She seemed at times to be neutral. Cassie is a lot more savvy than anybody is giving her credit for. Yeah, man. Anyway, fam, she's being cross-examined by the defense, who wants to know if she ever had a loving relationship with Diddy. What's happening is the defense is showing her text messages between her and Diddy, where she's leaving these sweet messages like, I love you and I'll do anything for you and I'll go anywhere you want me to go. I'll get on a flight, just saying all these type of things. And she got to eat that. What the defense is trying to prove is it wasn't all bad. No matter what he did to you, it wasn't all bad. And that's why you stayed. Now, let's take a look at the judge. The judge is not doing the prosecution and the United States of America any favors, because the judge is trying to rush through the cross-examination of Cassie. Now, the defense is saying that they're going to need another day tomorrow, and perhaps even more than that. The prosecution saying, no, you gave us a day and a half to direct. Give them the same amount of time to cross-examine. I think the prosecution got a good point. However, the defense also has a good point. The defense say, man, this is the most important witness. This is the most important witness for the prosecution. And we have to thoroughly question her. Now, here's why I say that if the judge fumbled the ball right here, he could open himself up to an appeal should Diddy lose in the trial phase. Because Diddy's people are going to come back and say, hey, man, we wasn't prepared, man. We had more questions to ask her and we didn't get around to it, and the judge wouldn't give us enough time. So, we couldn't properly represent our client. When you're dealing with these trials and stuff, and especially when people have means, you want to make sure you close all doors to a solid appeal, because you can't stop people from appealing unless they take a plea. But you want to close those doors. You want to do everything you can to close those doors so they can't come back and say they didn't get a fair trial. At this moment in time, if the judge does not allow the defense to continue over into next week, they are going to have themselves a ball getting back at the judge with appeals. Now, the judge might catch his snap and say, okay, I'll allow it because we don't want to have this come back and bite us. Conversely, asking for more time with Cassie than the prosecution had with Cassie might be a defense strategy, knowing that they're not going to get it. So now they have one more thing they can use to appeal should they lose. Yeah, man, I see what you're putting down, defense. I see what you're putting down. The judge is going to have to be very careful right here. And here's the thing too, fam. As smart as a lot of these guys are, lawyers, prosecutors, and even judges are not created equal. All of them are not really sharp. We take for granted because they are in those positions, they got to be smart. That's why you have some that win a lot more, they get paid a lot more, they are expert litigators. You got some of those guys, they don't want to litigate. But then others are experts at it. I mean, they are masters at litigating. For example, Johnny Cochran, a master. So what will happen is you'll have these other lawyers who might be connected, who might have some type of tenure or whatever, and they have name recognition, prestige or whatever, and they'll attach themselves to the case because they're connected and they're going to get things done. Yeah, people owe favors and all kinds of stuff. But when it's time to litigate, you got to go get somebody who know what they're doing. That's a different level of law. If I was an attorney, I'd go where the action is. Litigation. Yeah, I'd be a Johnny Cochran type. I'm talking about high-powered, step in there with a clean suit, dressed to the nines. Yeah, man. Head shining. I'd have a slogan too. I gotta give me a slogan so Johnny said, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. So mine would, for this Diddy Cassie thing, I would say something like, if you don't see fluid, Diddy didn't do it. No more talk.